Man. All right, crazy event. I didn't write down anything after this card. Hey, I got notifications finally for my stream. That's actually very interesting. But yeah, very interesting card. It was a very solid card. I wouldn't say it was anything crazy. They definitely had some moments in there. I wouldn't say it was anything bad, but yeah, it wasn't a bad card. I kind of enjoyed some parts of it. It kind of just went up and down the whole time, it felt like, but I'm gonna try and run through this card and get a recap. Let's see. You can see the comment there. Holloway made it look easy. Yeah, I thought he won 48-47. It could have been 49-46. I thought Allen won the second and the fifth round, but yeah. And Barboza definitely got a really nice KO. I think he was losing. Well, he did land some good calf kicks and good body kicks, so yeah, he had a decent performance there. You did a good job. I'm gonna try and recap this card. I didn't write anything down for my notes, so this might be rough. So we'll see. If you have any comments or anything, I'll pull them up on screen and we'll answer them or whatever. For this matchup, for the first matchup, I didn't really see this one. I heard a lot of people saying it was a robbery. I didn't get a chance to watch it yet, but Jocelyn, I probably won't. I'm just gonna be real. Jocelyn Edwards versus Lucy Pudilova. It sounds like. Do you think the main event was a robbery? No way. No way. No way. That was the right decision. 100%. The most rounds you can give on Allen was probably the second and the fifth round, in my opinion. But for this fight, I heard it was a robbery. I heard that it was a pretty, I wouldn't say clear, but a lot of people thought Edwards won the third round and that Pudilova won the first two. So if that's the case, that sucks, but I needed that pick to be right anyways. But yeah, very unfortunate situation, I guess. I didn't really pay attention too much to this fight. I'm just going to be honest, so I'm not going to go over it too much. But for this one, I made sure I didn't miss this one. But we got Gaston Bolaños versus Aaron Phillips. I believe I started streaming like the second round of this fight. But I had Gaston Bolaños in this one. I was getting a little worried when Aaron Phillips started going for takedowns. But he had a really good first round. Started lighting up Aaron Phillips, landed some really good shots. In the second round, Aaron Phillips started using the wrestling. And I guess Gaston Bolaños was able to get out of it towards the end of that second round. But then the third round came back, looked a little bit more impressive there, landed some really good shots early on in that third round. And then towards the end of it, Aaron Phillips, I guess, got a body lock on his back, but I guess it wasn't enough. He didn't do enough in that position to win the fight. So Gaston Bolaños wins it. I really like Gaston Bolaños. Just looking at his stuff while I was researching this card, I'm really happy he's in the UFC. He has a lot of good KOs. He was going for a couple spinning elbows way too much. Pretty much got him taken down, I believe, in the third round. So I was a little worried, but he did end up getting the win. Let me pull up this chat. We have, who does Holloway fight next? I don't know. I think I have UFC rankings. I don't know who he fights next. I'm gonna be completely honest. I think he should move up to lightweight, in my opinion. I don't think there's anybody ready for him at all. I think Arnold Allen should fight Brian Ortega. There's nobody here. You don't give Topuria to Max Holloway. You give him a title shot if he beats Emmett. I think Max Holloway, maybe a Justin Gaethje. If it's true that they're planning on doing Poirier versus Beneil Dariush for 288, then do Gaethje versus Holloway. If they're going to put Burns on that card, there's just a lot of rumors with that 288 card. I don't know if Poirier and Gaethje are going to fight again. So we'll see how that one goes. But if it is Poirier versus Dariush on 288, then I think you do Max Holloway versus Justin Gaethje, honestly. I think he should move up to lightweight, or he should just wait till Volk loses the title or something. I don't know. Yeah, I think Edson Barboza should fight Sadiq Youssef. I agree. Both of them are not really doing much. I can't say that for Edson Barboza, but Sadiq Youssef isn't really doing much. He doesn't have anything planned. You might as well make that matchup while you can. Let me just do this one real quick. Oh, Denise Gomez, Bruno Brazil. This one frustrated me a lot. Bruno Brazil has really good stand-up, but she can't help herself with the defense. When she gets punched, she literally doesn't move her head. She just keeps it there and just lets the chick keep punching her. I don't understand it, but she has horrible defense. if you're gonna have that style, you gotta at least like move your head a little bit more. She ended up just getting cracked and KO'd. It just is what it is. She's a good stand-up. Had a really nice KO in the Contender Series, but that's basically all it is with her. She needs to do better defensively. She's 29 years old. I guess she can still learn, but good win for Denise Gomez. I guess it is what it is at that point. That really pissed me off. But moving on, we had Daniel Zellhuber versus Lando Venata. Venata didn't look too bad starting out in this fight, but Zellhuber landing the better shots. I don't remember if I had Venata winning the second round. Let me look up the UFC news for this, the actual scorecard, so I can at least be reminded a little bit. But let me check. I might have to scroll down a little bit further. We'll see. Rafa Garcia, Clay Guida. I probably should have had this up in all honesty. Let me see. Nope. Daniel Zellhuber, Lando Venata. Okay. So, was this one? Okay, very interesting. Oh, that's right. Daniel Zellhuber had a pretty dominant first round. I think he hurt Lando Venata pretty badly in that first round. Got a 10-8 on one of the just. Okay, this was the weird one where it was a 29-27 or 27-29, 28-29, and 27-30. Yeah. Okay. I remember this card now. Yeah. He had a very dominant first round. I believe I had it kind of 10-8. I could have seen it 10-8. Could have seen it 10-9. It wasn't too crazy of a dominant round to where it was like a super clear 10-8. So I understand it kind of being even on either side there. I believe, what do we got? Lando Venata, 10-9. Oh, yeah, I had Venata winning the second round, and then I had Zellhuber winning the second or the third round. So I just had it 29-28 in general, but I could definitely see a 27-29 victory for Daniel Zellhuber. He gets back on the right track. Venata loses again, but this one was a little bit more competitive than the last one. So good one for Daniel Zellhuber. I believe, yeah, good one for Daniel Zellhuber after that last performance against Trey Ogden. He's still pretty young, so hopefully he improves. Oh, God. Moving up the card, we have Pierre Rodriguez versus Jillian Robertson. This fight was very interesting. I think I missed... I watched the first part. Jillian Robertson was able to get her down eventually and was pretty much out grappling her. Second round, I think I went on a bathroom break because that's how entertaining this fight was. I couldn't miss it, so I had to go right between rounds, and I missed somehow the first 30 seconds of the round, and Pierre Rodriguez went on the ground. But Jillian Robertson ended up getting a really cool submission on the ground. I believe it was like an arm bar, but it was kind of weird. Pierre Rodriguez kind of like tapped her leg, and then it looked like she's going to tap again, but she stopped herself, but Keith Peterson stopped it anyway, so I don't know. It's a tap in general. It looked like a tap. Maybe she was just trying to push up on the leg. I don't know, but it definitely did look kind of sus there. So I'm not going to say too much there, but let's see. I don't know, Ty. Justin Gaethje might do Holloway like he did Tony Ferguson. I mean, it'll still be a pretty fun matchup. Just the fact that, I mean, Holloway's just so technical, though. It was at least, I don't know. Holloway with his chin, too. I think that's the interesting part also. But like Holloway hasn't been knocked down with how great Holloway's chin is versus Justin Gaethje. I think Holloway's going to be more technical. You see how these guys, when they move up from featherweight to lightweight, they do really well. I think Holloway should definitely try out lightweight in general, in all honesty. I think he should. I think he can get a lot done there. He can't really get a title shot with Bulk still being there because he beat him 3 times. So I think that's what you should do, especially if they do Poirier versus Dariush. So let's move on. What do we got? Okay, Zach Cummings versus Ed Herman. I mean, this was what it was. Zach Cummings landed some really good shots. I guess Ed Herman had a couple moments. It wasn't anything crazy, but just landed some really neat shots. But Zach Cummings was basically dropping him all fight. Hit a couple leg kicks that hurt him. But towards the end of the fight, he ended up clipping Ed Herman finally, and then just putting him out and winning by TKO. We got a double retirement after this. It was actually pretty sad, in all honesty. But yeah, good for both of them. They retired. We had a few retirements, fake or not, on the card, weirdly enough. So yeah, good fight, I guess. It wasn't anything super entertaining. I think it kind of dragged on a little bit, but good win. Oh no, they will not affect Justin Gaethje at all. But I think Holloway just being, if we're talking like outpointing him, I think he outpoints him. Obviously, damage wise, his punches are not going to be super powerful, but I think he's just more technical, and I think he's just more technical than Gaethje, in all honesty. And I think he has a chin to take Justin Gaethje's shots. So I think that would just be a fun fight just to see what would happen if Justin Gaethje does land on Holloway and if his chin can hold up. But I mean, you know, we'll see what happens there. I don't know what's next for Holloway. I feel like lightweight's the only weight. It's not like there's another contender that he can fight again. He already fought Yair Rodriguez. There's like maybe he waits a year for Topuria to get a title shot, but they already said if Makhachev and Volkanovski win, they want to do that match again. So, are you saying Gaethje versus Holloway at 290? I think is what you mean. I'm not. Yeah, they should. I think for sure. Holloway didn't take too much damage in this fight. In all honesty, actually, he got clipped pretty hard, but I guess damage-wise, it wasn't anything too crazy. But we'll see. I keep thinking that like July is super close. I mean, it kind of is. It's like 3 months away. So we'll see. 290 might be too close, but maybe you put it under like the Colby. Oh, I don't even. When are they gonna even do Colby Leon? Leon's just being weird with how he wants that fight. So I don't know anymore. We'll see how that one goes though. I think you can easily make that a co-main event on a pay-per-view. I don't know about 290. 290 might be a little too close for Holloway after the damage he took. So we'll see. Maybe he does want to do that. Who knows? We have Brandon Royval versus Matheus Nicolau. I thought this was going to be a longer fight. I had Matheus Nicolau winning this fight, but Brandon Royval ends up just catching Matheus Nicolau. I believe it was the knee, and then he hit like I can't remember if it was a jab or a straight right hand, and just puts Nicolau down and just unloads some really good ground and pound on the ground. So it looks like he's probably going to be the #1 contender. He did lose to Pantoja already, so Pantoja wins. I don't know. He got submitted by Pantoja, so I don't know how many people are going to watch that. He also got KO'd by Brandon Moreno. So my guess is he's probably #1 contender, but we'll see what happens after that. Who's going to be next in line? It could actually be, he could get jumped. We got Manel Kape versus Davison Figueiredo. Could be either one of those guys, sadly. If Davison Figueiredo and Moreno wins, I hope that match doesn't happen again, but we'll see. Let's see. Good matchup, though. Very good win for Brandon Royval. Matheus Nicolau is a very good opponent. Let's see. Haven't heard anything from Tony Ferguson. Yeah, I don't know what the hell is going on there. We heard, what did we hear? We heard Tony Ferguson versus Kevin Lee. I don't think we really heard anything else other than that. I think, geez, I can't fucking speak. I was basically just fantasy booking in my head, like, oh, they're gonna give him Paddy Pimblett, like that would be annoying, but I think it will be Kevin Lee. I just don't know if they have the date for it yet. I mean, that fight could still happen on UFC 290, you know? I mean, it would be a decent fight to put on there, but I don't know. I don't know what they're doing with Ferguson. Yeah, like my guess is Kevin Lee. That would be my only guess there, but I don't know. This next up matchup, I believe it got performance of the night. If I can speak, let's see if I can do this. All right, TJ Brown versus Bill Algeo. TJ Brown lands some really good shots early on. Algeo does land pretty well. He's more of a cardio guy, so he's not really known for his power, but man, he's like, I'm a really big fan of Bill Algeo in general. I think he's super underrated, so I really like watching him fight. But he's more of a cardio guy. He's not like that a powerful dude. He just throws down. Like, he was putting everything into his shots and couldn't really get much done in the first round. TJ Brown was landing some really good shots. I think he busted open the Algeo in that first round. But man, in that second round, he freaking dropped TJ Brown with like the nicest elbow I've seen. It was a very clean elbow. It's like a lead elbow as he was ducking. So what he was doing, he was ducking and throwing like a hook. He went down, put a lead elbow down, and then TJ Brown just went like just hit the ground. I was super surprised seeing. I was like, wow, Bill Algeo just knocked this dude down, and then he just hopped on. I believe, what did he get? A rear naked choke. He hopped on his back and choked him out there, and this is a super impressive win. He had a really funny post-fight speech. I believe he had a fake retirement, called Kansas City trash. I think he said they were croc wearing, Bud Light drinking. Well, what else was it? But croc wearing, Bud Light drinking, Uber driver something. It was a pretty good post-fight speech. I didn't give it any justice, but very good win for Bill Algeo in that matchup for sure. Moving on, we have Rafa Garcia versus Greg Guida. Basically, for 3 rounds, Clay Guida just like throwing out his jab. I like Clay Guida, but Papa Garcia was just using his jab, just doing a good job. He basically just, the jab was how he won the fight. Let's be real. He just kept jabbing. He also he also landed some other stuff in the round, but he definitely worked off his jab there for sure. And that's how he won the fight. I believe he won unanimously 3-0. Clay Guida said he was going to retire too, so we almost had like 4 retirements in a row. He said he was going to retire too, but he said he lied so he could just get a post-fight speech for his mom or something. I don't know. It was very weird. I'm not sure I like that too much, because I think if you win, you deserve to get a post-fight speech in general, or you're the main event, or you lost the title. You know what I mean? I think you deserve a post-fight speech that way, but I just thought that was weird. But very good win for Rafa Garcia. Very good win. At the card, we have Pedro Munoz versus Chris Gutierrez. I thought this would be a little bit more than what it was. First round was very interesting because Chris Gutierrez got knocked down. But after that, it was mostly just leg kicks, some body kicks. There's nothing super crazy in this matchup. I'm going to be completely honest. I think Pedro Munoz got a takedown like the second round. I don't know. It was kind of a boring match. I don't want to call it boring because it was super technical, but I feel like there was not too much going on in here. I don't think I'm sounding too bad there as a fan, but I mean, just in general, the commentators was basically just complaining about the fans the whole fight. I just took me out of it. Like in the third round, I listened to the crowd and I listened to some of the shots because I like hearing some of the shots in general. And all I hear is just commentators complaining. I'm like, bro, I don't care. And then they're cheering. I guess there's some really big dude hitting like 4 shoeys in the crowd, apparently, is what I heard. That's why they're cheering for him. They had their lights out. And Michael Bisping couldn't handle himself, said like Kansas City was a dump. He said they should get Bill Algeo back out here. And like, there's just some weird shit. I don't really care. It kind of just took me out of the fight, in all honesty. I couldn't really, it just is what it is. First round was pretty clear for Pedro Munoz. Second and third, I thought were pretty close either way. So, I don't know. Good win for Pedro Munoz. He gets a win off of how many losses in a row? Let's see. So, yeah, he beat Jimmy Rivera, lost to Jose Aldo, lost to Dominic Cruz, and then to Sean O'Malley, no contest. So, I mean, he definitely got a good win here over Chris Gutierrez. Chris Gutierrez was definitely coming up on a decent little momentum swing there. Yeah, he won. What was that? Oh, he got a draw. So he's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 wins in a row. I guess you can include the Cody Durden draw or not, but he's on a little streak there. So good win for Pedro Munoz. Definitely gets back on the right track there. Next up, we have Ion Cutelaba. I don't know how they say. I just call him Ion Cutelaba. But Ion Cutelaba beats Tanner Boser. I thought it was a very interesting stoppage. I'll get into that in a second. But Ion Cutelaba looked good here. He actually landed some really good shots. He was more patient, actually used his fight IQ, hurt Tanner Boser. I believe got him to the ground and then just started wailing on him with ground and pound. Tanner Boser was getting hit really hardly. His head was knocking back and forth. And he was getting up. And I swear to you, Keith Peterson, he did not learn a single thing from that Dominic Cruz Henry Cejudo fight. I swear. Tanner Boser was literally actively, even in the Dominic Cruz fight, like you can kind of say like, oh, Dominic Cruz was moving up, but it was kind of close to when they were stopping it. This one, Tanner Boser was literally moving up. He was kind of using the cage a little bit. If you see on the other side, I didn't like that, but he was kind of getting up a little bit, and Keith Peterson stopped the fight. Like, I just didn't understand that. I thought that was a little premature, but still a good win for Cutelaba. Did land the better shots there. I do like Tanner Boser at 205. He does look a lot better. You can see like he has a massive back. Like, dude is actually cutting out. I'm happy that he got slimmer. I'm happy that he actually put in work and not just be some fat mess at heavyweight like all the other heavyweights. But most of the heavyweights, I wouldn't say all, but some, or at least half of them. Let's be real. A lot of them are very, very big and overweight and should not be in there. But yeah, very good win for Cutelaba. Doesn't get cut by the UFC. I thought he was going to get cut for sure if he did lose to Tanner Boser. But good win for him there. Gets back on track. Tanner Boser. Let's see. He beat OSP. Okay, so he lost to Arlovsky, lost to Latifi, beat OSP, lost to Rodrigo Nascimento by split decision. Ion Cutelaba. I reckon he still has one more because he did move down, but he could get cut. So very good win for Ion Kutalaba in that matchup. We have Azmat Mirzakhanov. Basically, Azmat Mirzakhanov in the first round, I thought he beat just Dustin Jacoby for sure. Just outstriking him, and then I believe he knocked him down. In the second round, I had just Dustin Jacoby winning that fight till towards the end when he got dropped. I think it was like an elbow or something. He got dropped. I'm not sure what did he get dropped by. It was like a left hook or something, like on this side of his head, or it was whatever. He got dropped towards the end of the round, and I think that basically just gave it to Mirzakhanov. In the third round, though, Dustin Jacoby definitely won that fight. I don't know what the hell he's doing. You need a finish, dude. They had the crowd corner on. They didn't give us ads for some reason, but they had the crowd corner on. They're like, dude, you got to get a finish. You lost those first 2 rounds. You got to get a finish. He's like, okay. He looked kind of worried though. He didn't think he was little bit invested in getting that finish done. But in the third round, he came out there, landed some really good shots on Mirzakhanov. Mirzakhanov's tired as hell, and he just goes in for takedowns, just holds his body. Like, what are you doing, dude? You need a finish. You're landing really good shots. You're faster than him in this round. You're more powerful than him in this round. By the time he throws a hook, you probably unload like 3 shots before he gets there. Like, let's be real. He's unloading shots before Azmat Mirzakhanov can in round 3. Azmat Mirzakhanov is very fast, has some really good power in the first couple rounds, and maybe half of the second round, because he does tire out. He's a bigger guy for that division. Or not bigger guy, but I mean like chunkier guy for that division, for light heavyweight. So he does kind of gas out a little bit. I was expecting a lot out of Dustin Jacoby to try and finish that fight in the third round. He didn't. So yeah, I don't know what he was doing. Kind of pissed me off a little bit, but it's all good. He wins that third round, but doesn't win the fight. So moving on, we have Edson Barboza versus Billy Quarantillo. Basically, this fight, Edson Barboza lands a good leg kicks, body kicks. That's basically what it was, maybe a jab. But Billy Quarantillo mixes in the takedowns immediately, gets Edson Barboza thinking about it. By the time this KO happens, which was a very sweet KO, 55th best MMA knockout of the year, by the way. I don't know who's making these rankings, but maybe you need... Okay, yeah. That's probably the best one, but for sure. I forgot there's so many KOs this year so far, but... let's see. Okay, I didn't get any more comments, but... by the time the KO happened, he was on a takedown. Edson Barboza looked tired. He's like breathing out his mouth. His mouth was pretty much dropped down here. It's looking good for Billy Quarantillo. And then once he goes in for the takedown, the slickest knee in the world, Edson Barboza just wham in the chin. It was a weird camera angle initially when it happened, so I was really confused. I saw him going for a takedown. I looked the other way. We're chilling, and I just see him just like slumped on the ground and just a punch. I'm like, whoa, what the hell happened? You know? But a very slick knee puts him out cold. One extra follow-up for Edson Barboza. It looked like they were kind of arguing before the decision was being read, but very good win for Edson Barboza. My guess is he fights Sadiq Youssef. I talked about it a little bit earlier in the stream, but very good win for Edson Barboza. Main event time, we have Max Holloway versus Arnold Allen. For this one, I said Arnold Allen would win the earlier rounds. Guess not. Max Holloway looked very fast in the first round, landed some really good shots in that first round. In the second round, I actually had Arnold Allen winning. I think he landed the better shots in that round. I think he landed a really nice, a left hook on Max Holloway. And I think that's pretty much what won the round. I think that was the only, off the top of my head right now, I think that was the only thing that kind of separated all the other shots in that round from one another. So I thought for sure Arnold Allen won that third round, or second round, sorry. Third round, Max Holloway completely outstruck him, landed some really good body shots. Again, fourth round, same thing, kind of. Really good body shots, really good body kicks, landing some really good shots there. Fifth round, I thought for sure Arnold Allen won, even though he did get kind of dropped, like flash knockdown at the end. I don't think that's enough to sway it necessarily. It was like towards the end of the fight. I think he did way more damage than Max Holloway in that round for sure. Even though he did get knocked down, we're talking about he was landing some really, really good shots on Holloway. Some very, very clean shots. Probably like 10 very, very clean shots. Clean head kick. Like, he's landing some very, very nice shots. So I don't think that little knockdown towards the end of that round kind of gives it away. But there's one judge that gave him 48-47. Two other judges that gave him 49-46. So it is what it is. Very good win for Max Holloway. I'm not sure what happens with him next. I guess you kind of got to figure out what that is. I don't know if there's any other guys he can fight in the featherweight division that are coming up. Like, there's guys that are already have matchups. We'll see Yair Rodriguez fighting for the title. Brian Ortega is kind of open. You don't want to do that fight again, though. You do Arnold Allen, Brian Ortega, by the way. That's what I think. Josh Emmett is fighting Ilya Taporia. A Korean Zombie, I believe, is fighting Giga Chikadze. And I don't think Max Holloway is going to be going down there to fight again. Then you got Calvin Cater. You know, there's not much there for him in that division. You kind of just got to hope. Maybe you wait till July after Volkanovski versus Rodriguez. If Volkanovski still wins, then he's kind of got to move the lightweight. And even then, Volkanovski's next matchup is probably going to be at lightweight. Let's be real. So, I don't know. Max Holloway's in a very rough spot. Maybe you just should take like 7 months at a time between fights. Let's be real. And just kind of take some time off. Maybe he fights Justin Gaethje if it's true that Beneil Dariush and Dustin Poirier are fighting. So, who knows with that. Very interesting situation there. I believe we do have performance bonuses somewhere. I had it on my screen. I actually went away from it. That's very interesting. UFC. My mouth is getting very dry. All right, UFC. Here we go. I said fight of the night at the end of my live stream was probably this one. I thought for sure. Went back and forth. Very good finish, too. That was slick ass elbow. I swear to God, that was so nice. Jane Robertson, performance of the night. Good for her. She kind of did out-wrestle her on the ground. Out-grappler. Brenda Rival, I think that's a good one, too. And then Edson Barboza with a very clean-ass knockout. So, very good win for all these guys. Very good bonuses. I believe, I may be wrong, but I did hear that Zach Cummings and Ed Herman both got 50K after their retirements. So we'll see what they gave for fake retirements. Maybe they gave 25K for fake retirements. Who knows? But yeah, I tried doing this fight recap without a paper. I'm probably not going to do that again. But I hope you guys enjoyed the recap. I'll see you guys next time. I'm going to try and get the full card predictions for, what is it? Blades and Pavlovich is next, I believe. Let me check. It's a very nice card, too. I wish it was in an arena. 100%. Let me see how many fights are on it. 13. Okay. So we'll see what happens here. Very nice main card. I'm super excited for it. Some really good prospects. Dana Baccarel versus Brady Heistand. Decent fight. Francis Marshall versus William Gomez. I think, was this guy on the Contender Series? No, he wasn't. Okay, he made his debut against Jarno Aarons. So this one will be very interesting. I like Francis Marshall. I believe, is he making his debut here? No, he did beat Marcelo Rojo. So we'll see what happens there. Mo Usman coming back against Junior Tafa. I believe Junior Tafa, I may be wrong. He did get a KO. Yeah, he got a KO on his last matchup on the it wasn't amateurs, but he got a KO on his last fight. Norma Jamont, which is some decent eye candy. What else? Ronnie Montel Jackson's kind of rough. Matt Stolzbergers versus Jeremiah Wells is nice. This fight's whatever. I don't mind Lucindo. Bobby Green versus Jared Gordon's nice. Brad Tavares versus Bruno Silva is a very fun fight. You know they're going to go after it. Brad Tavares has a great chin. Bruno Silva has amazing power, even though he did lose the GM3 in his last fight, by the way. What the fuck? Song Yadong versus Ricky Simone is a wonderful fight. It's an amazing fight, actually. I wonder what Tapology has for this one. Very close. Very, very close. Should be a really fun fight. Even this one might be pretty close. They have Tavares winning. Very interesting. And then you have Pavlovich versus Curtis Blades. I'm assuming Curtis Blades is going to be heavy. Wow, Pavlovich is actually leading this one. Very interesting. 59%. All right, we'll see how things switch towards this next week. There's about 607 predictions right now. So we'll see. A lot of people are choosing Pavlovich. They're like going more towards the adjustments here, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, I said Pavlovich, but I might change. I'm a little nervous about this fight, but I hope you guys enjoyed the recap. I'll see you guys next time.